Coinnect provides services and platforms for cyber risk assessment, mitigation, incident response to mitigate cyber risk and reduce incident costs. In the rapidly evolving cyber risk landscape, new threats continue to emerge, and traditional ways of assessing risk are no longer effective. Coinnect helps insurers with technical solutions for a proactive and continuous cyber risk monitoring and mitigation during the entire lifetime of a policy, from dealing with prospects to dealing with claims. Please welcome Coinnect.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm Massimiliano, co-founder and CEO of Coinnect, and we provide technologies and services to help insurers deal with cyber risk. I will provide some insight and data regarding the cybersecurity market and what's happening. Happy to have the opportunity to speak after this session, and I will share with you some details about the market growing and also the attacks. Let's start with the cyber insurance market that, as you heard before, is growing very, very fast. You know what a cyber insurance is. Insurers are offering coverage to different kinds of clients, but they are also offering protection and post-incident breach services. In this moment, as you know, the market is growing really, really fast. We see globally that we expect in the next years that the market will grow at about 27% in average. But what is really interesting for us, based in Europe, is that the European market is growing very fast compared to other regions worldwide. So we expect 40% increase in the next years. And we can say at the moment, cyber insurance is considered the fastest growing insurance line compared to all the lines. But it's interesting to understand as an insurer what are the reasons why this market is growing. Of course, the sophistication of attacks and the growing number of attacks are affecting the market, and so many clients and organizations are now requesting cyber insurance. Of course, digital transformation, so every company is going to use more and more technologies, digital technologies, and so a cyber attack is really a big issue. There are also some regulation changes that push clients to consider to subscribe cyber insurances. And of course, because cybersecurity and also cyber insurance is not so new, because it's something in the market present from years, but now clients are becoming more and more conscious about the risk, and so they are requesting protection and coverages. In this scenario, small and medium-sized businesses are maybe the largest opportunity for insurers. We expect that this kind of clients will request in the next years a lot of products and coverages. However, as we will see better in the next few slides, small and medium-sized businesses are the most risky, the less protected. This is a graph with a summary about what's happening in US, that, as we know, it's the most mature market regarding cyber insurance. And you see that the market is in some way stabilizing. So the loss ratio is decreasing. But it's an important fact to consider if we want to try to predict the future. We should consider that small and medium-sized businesses are really less, they have, so only a small percentage, maybe 10%, 20% are insured. So this data consider a market that is really underinsured. Now, so we see that the cyber insurance is a big opportunity for insurers, brokers, for MGAs, for everyone playing in this field. But let's see in more details what's happening in terms of attacks and claims. You see, the costs of cyber attacks are becoming really impressive. The prediction is about trillions and trillions of dollars of costs for the entire world. And also the speed of vulnerabilities. So there is a huge increase in the speed of vulnerabilities. And so every organization, but especially small and medium-sized organizations, have now a big concern to face about this scenario. So they are really in a difficult situation because vulnerabilities and sophistication of attacks are becoming so complex that the challenge for a small organization, a small business, is really complex. Let's see a bit what kind of attacks are affecting clients in general, but especially from the point of view of an insurer. What are the most important attacks? For sure, we can say number one is ransomware, and I will share detailed data about that. You know, ransomware is an attack that encrypts company data and asks for money to have the data back. But there are also other kinds of data. We can say the number one reason for cyberclaim are business email compromise attacks. This is an attack that basically compromises the email of the customer with a mix of cyber attack techniques and social engineering techniques with the objective to stall company funds. We can say the number three is the denial of service attack. It's a network attack where hackers try to shut down online services, creating, of course, a big damage for clients. But let's go in more detail to the number one reason of cyberclaim today, ransomware. For the data we have, but also for the discussion we have with large insurers, large loss adjusters, brokers, the industry agree that 85%, maybe more, of all the cyber claims are originated from ransomware attacks. And the impact of ransomware on small and medium-sized companies is increasing a lot. We have specific data about ransomware because we extract ransomware data directly from dark web with our platform. I invite you to download after this the report about ransomware in our website, or please come to our booth and you can grab a copy with detailed information about ransomware data. I will give you just some overview. You see the most affected area remain US, but Europe is growing in terms of attack compared to last year. And so, again, Europe is one of the most affected and growing area, both in terms of business for insurers, but also in terms of business for attackers. And very important to highlight, we detected and we detect a lot of attacks affecting small to medium-sized business. We can say companies with less than 1,000 employees, less than 500, but also very, very small companies are the most affected. If we take also revenue range that are interesting for insurers, companies with less than 50 million revenues are really targeted by attackers. And again, you as an insurer, as a cyber insurer, maybe you do not have at the moment so many clients of this type in your portfolio because, as we said before, this area is really underassured. So maybe 20–15% of clients of this size have a cyber insurance in place, of course, depending on the country. If we look at the sectors, the most affected sectors worldwide, we can say attacks affect any sector, from financial, industry, banking, services, public organizations, healthcare. but we see that the most affected are industrial companies, so companies that produce and that are maybe the kind of company that has done less investments in technology are, at the end, the most affected one. This is just to give an idea of the complexity of the phenomenon. You know, there is a special category of ransomware group called double extortion ransomware. The double extortion ransomware attack is where the group, the attackers, apart from affecting the company, encrypting data, they publish the data if the client decides not to pay, becoming an additional pressure and an additional ransom to force the client's paying. We monitored in 2022 66 double extortion ransomware groups operating worldwide, and this number is growing. It is increasing a lot also at the beginning of 2023. If we have a look at in more detail in Europe, you see that any country is affected, but we can say UK is number 1 at the moment, Germany number 2, Italy number 3, but of course we have so many attacks in France, Spain, so it's a global problem, but it's also a very big problem for Europe. Again, Europe data confirm the trend, the global trend about small and medium-sized businesses are the most affected. And also in terms of sectors, we detect, and we all know about attacks in any sector, but industrial companies, consumer companies, we see they are really experiencing a lot of attacks. So, you know, it's a huge and growing market for insurers, a huge and growing market for bad guys. So let's see how the ecosystem is changing. So what is happening basically and what we see, a complex market, so clients are really demanding coverages, but in this moment, many insurers are struggling to assess, to accept this new risk. And we personally spoke with many insurers that are fighting to skip clients, to not accept new risk. In the panel before, we discussed about the problem of capacity. So there is a huge opportunity to be taken for insurers, but at the same time, there is a huge problem and a difficult risk. But let's think for a moment who is offering protection to this kind of organizations, small and medium size in particular. There are a lot of service providers offering technology solution on the market, consultant, incident response firm, cybersecurity vendors, basically technology providers that try to convince clients to subscribe with them because they are protected. On the other side, there is the insurance industry that is trying to convince the market to subscribe and accept insurance policies because clients need protection. There is a new category of companies called cyber insurtech that are mixing technologies and insurance. And you see this ecosystem is complex at the moment. This slide is extracted from a report by a leading investment bank in US that mapped the entire ecosystem. And you see the more traditional brokers, insurers, the most active players in cyber worldwide. But you also see a new category of cyber insurtech company. Some of these companies are offering cyber insurance and technologies together. Many are operating as MGA. You see a lot of players from US, few players in Europe. Europe is really still underdeveloped, okay? And you see there, it's a really small number of companies operating worldwide in this area. Of course, we are one of these. So, what is the challenge and what is the market demanding at the moment? It's demanding a combination between technical services and insurance. Cyber risk can't be eliminated. So it's not possible to eliminate cyber risk with technologies. And this is a good news for insurers. Otherwise, insurance is not needed, okay? So, but to transform cyber insurance in a profitable business, you need to combine, to use technologies to reduce the risk and to transfer the risk with a cyber insurance protection. What is our vision and what we see also it's happening on the market? Some insurer it's covering one of these points. Many are offering, for example, incident response services. Others are starting to use technical tools to assess the risk at the beginning. So many are still using questionnaires to assess the risk of a client, and we should all understand that questionnaires are not the right approach in cyber, because cyber is so dynamic, so complex, so sophisticated, that a questionnaire is not enough. But what really few companies, few insurers at the moment are doing is the mitigation, the proactive mitigation of the risk, and bundling technical services for protection with insurance policies. And we think the combination of these three aspects are really important to succeed in cyber insurance. According to this vision, what we do as Coinnect, we developed a cyber insurtech platform that is based on our cyber intelligence capability. We extract cyber intelligence information from different sources, including dark web, as we discussed before regarding ransomware, but also from open source and closed source, to offer insurers the possibility to complement their insurance offering with technical services for the assessment, for the mitigation, proactive mitigation, and dynamic monitoring of the risk, and for the response, of course. But if you want to discuss more, please come and visit in our booth. I just want to close, because at the beginning of this morning, Mikko Ipponen spoke about the power of artificial intelligence and also the risk of artificial intelligence. But there is also a good part, because you, as a cyber insurer, for sure, in the next year, will start to use artificial intelligence to better understand your client risk. This is a short video, a preview of one of our technology that help a cyber underwriter assess a client risk. You just use our chatbot and interact. You just need to provide the website of the client. What happens is that the artificial intelligence is able to go to the website of the client, and reading the website, they can understand what kind of business your client do exactly. So what is the business of your company? Then the artificial intelligence can assess the cyber policy you are offering, so reading the contract to understand the level of protection you are offering, and also using our cyber intelligence information, they is able to provide a report that contains not only the risk report, so technical indicators, risk ratings, really detailed technical informations, but also an explanation in natural language for an underwriter, where the analysis include a really detailed description of the risk of this specific company and what this company can do to reduce the risk. Of course, these kind of tools, we hope that never will replace a cyber underwriter, but the technology is becoming really powerful, So I think that it's important for successful insurers to start using these tools to make a difference and transform cyber insurance in a profitable business. Thank you so much for your attention, and I invite you to our booth to discuss in more detail about this exciting industry. Thank you.